Hi Tarot Tribe, it's Ethany and we are at day 23 of the 31 Days of Tarot and blinded by the light. Actually, I quite prefer this, you can see my shiny forehead because there's no shadows and I've been complaining, well, there's not as many shadows and I've been complaining about that for ages, so I can see you all. All right, so today's I haven't slept much. Said every woman with a toddler ever. Okay, so today's prompt is your favorite tarot deck storage boxes, bags, and cloths. Now, I've got a lot of them, and they are all over my said living space. So I'm going to not show you all of them, but I'm going to show you a few. So I really like, and I'm actually recording this on the Monday because I only have so many days to record, as a lot of you know. And I watched Katie Flowers' video already this morning, and I'm very much like her. I like to keep a lot of them in their own boxes, especially now considering the mass-produced ones have really upped their game with the way in which a lot of them are stored. So a lot of the time I will just keep the boxes. The ones that I don't tend to keep are the Llewellyn ones where the book is quite big, and like the older Llewellyn ones, and the decks are inside it with the paper thingy-majiggy inside. I don't like having to remove them out, so often I will discard the box or use it for craft, like cut out any of the pretty images and use it for like vision boards and things like that, and put the deck in a bag, which is why I got a million of these bags, or a box, and put the book on my bookshelf. It was also why I was super adamant about having a hardcover box for my Awakened Soul deck, and any other decks that I do going forward will have something similar, because, you know, like this box I've taken it out on hikes. It's starting to get a little bit worn and torn, but everything inside it is, you know, protected, and that's what I like. Okay, so I'm thinking like where to start. All right, so some of my favorite boxes at the moment, and I have a lot of them, but this one I absolutely adore. I got this from Reflections Books in Coquitlam, where I used to do readings every second week. Isn't it stunning? It's beautiful, and it's all lined with velvet. I bought a couple of these. One of our lovely Tarot Tribe members actually won one of these. But I bought one for myself because I just think that it is probably one of the most beautiful ones I've ever seen. I actually don't have a deck in here at the moment because I moved everything on top of here when I got Severus with my snake. So I don't actually have anything in here yet. I was going to put the Awakened Soul in, but then I've been traveling so much with it, and the other copies out on my altar. So the next one is the Moon Decks box. I'm much preferring this lighting. What do you guys reckon? I think it's like nice to be able to see things so clearly. I feel like a movie star. It's really beautiful. God, this deck is just, it's really quite beautiful. Everything about this deck is luxe. And, you know, I feel this as a creator and as a consumer because I purchased this deck. It was heavy and it was expensive, hence so is my deck. So it's hard when you're looking at how do you create this? Do you create this to be affordable, or do you want it to be like the vision that you want, or is there a middle ground? It can be quite difficult. The third one. I was wondering what was in here. I was like, oh, there is a deck in here. This I got from my father and my stepmother. They're gorgeous. I'm actually thinking of putting a crystal in that middle web section. Oh my gosh. I'm going to get a nice crystal to put on there. And what's inside is my first, I think it was my first, I think it is the first edition Dalianoff. And this one's beautiful too. It's got a red velvet lining. I feel like that's perfect for the gorgeous Dalianoff tarot. And as many of you have probably seen, I have now got the third edition, which I actually think shut the back door and the front door and the side and the garage. It's also in this one. It's all about Dalianoff today, everybody. So then let's move on to bags. So this bag was made by a lovely Tarot Tribe member. Isn't it gorgeous? It's fully lined. And it's even embroidered down the bottom with my name. Isn't it the sweetest? And that has the Dalianoff 3rd edition in it. My mum, because she is an incredible sewer, something I did not get. I can do many things. Sewing is not one of them, and I think I just put the end. Sewing is not one of them. I got some fabric from Spoonflower, and she created these gorgeous lined bags. This one's got the New Paladin, the Aquarian Tarot in it, and I kept that box. I don't know why. I just did. And I've actually got several of the there it is. Several of the decks. I've got a lot of pouches from my mum, is what I'm trying to say. But she does such a great job. I don't know how to sew. Like I remember being in home ec that we used to call is what Australian high school used to call, I don't know what you guys would call home economics. And we were supposed to just be making a really simple apron, which was literally a rectangle of fabric that you just had to, fold in and do a line around and then literally do like 2 little ties. And I broke so many sewing needles. They were just like, okay, step away from the sewing machine. I'm useless. I have tried again and I successfully made one many years ago, which is, it's pretty bad, guys. Another thing I love for bags is in America, Barnes & Noble. In Canada, it's Chapters Indigo. I don't know where you would get the equivalent. I think like Crud. I'm seeing it. That place, Typo, or Kiki K, are really nice. These are just pencil cases, and they're so good because they're nice and thick. And I've got so many of these. If I see a nice design, I tend to, and especially if they're on sale, I tend to buy a few because I know they'll find a home. And this has the Sacred Creators deck in it. Again, I can pick it up, pop it in a bag and not have to worry about it getting ruined. And I actually kept the Sacred Creators box. It's actually in storage underneath my desk. But I was finding that if I didn't take it out of the box, I wasn't using it as much. And I like using this deck, so I wanted to remove it from the box. But I kept the box. That makes sense. Now there is, it can be hard if you have a lot of bags that are the same to know what deck is inside it. Now I forgot to find the tags, but this genius idea that this lovely woman who gave me so many bags, like this one, I mean, look at that. Look at the beading on there and the charms. She gave me a whole bunch of decks to rehome because she just wasn't vibing with them anymore. Oh, this is the one that I made. Yeah. Boop, boop. Look at those tatty. What's in here? Oh, the line strider. It can be hard to, but I lined it. It's so badly sewn though. It's just so badly sewn. I cracked myself up. You can put, what she did is she got safety pins and a little tag and put on the safety pin, like what a little tag on the safety pin, what deck was in there, so you could just look at that instead. I'm like, that is genius. So yeah, I've got a ton of bags. I've used everything from just like jewelry wrap bags, to the bags that come with certain decks, like my first edition Bonefire Tarot, which I've never taken, like it'll always live in this little bag. But when you have a lot of bags, what do you do with it? So these I get from London Drugs. I'm sure you can get them from many places. If you have like a Winners or a HomeSense near you, they also have, you can get them at Michael's, but it's always better to go to one of those places where they're cheaper and not pay full price, and get like just storage. Okay, don't put the lid on it. This is super heavy. But this fits, I don't know, there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's like 15 decks in here. And then I can slide it, I can pull it out, and then I can just put it in my big IKEA bookshelf. You know, today I have to make sure that I get really focused today, otherwise I'm going to sit here and play with all my decks. Like I've got bags just full of Major Arcana only decks. I've got a couple of really cool ones. So yeah, I got tons of bags. It's like opening Christmas presents. And then I'm just going to put this away because it's super big and it's super in the way. Okay, so lots of bags. Now cloths, I have a ton of them too, but I find I run into many a problem with cloths. For example, one of my favorite cloths is by Tina from the Golden Thread Tarot. It is just so delicious and so luxe. I kind of feel like I should wear this as a scarf in summer so it gets more wear, because it doesn't get as much love as it. And I find that, I don't know, maybe I'm just OCD or whatever it is, but a lot of cloths, like when they're folded up, they get creases, and you can't get that out. That's why I love the reading mats that the Star Child Tarot has, because they're canvas and you can roll them and they don't get creased. Whereas a lot of the ones that I do have get creased, and then I take a photo or I go to do a reading and it's like it does my head in, because I feel like it just looks ugly. Even though the cloths are beautiful, like the one from the Fifth Element Life, I love it. I love the design, but it's canvas and it's creased to shit, and I can't get it out. I've tried steaming it and everything, so I never use it. The Wild Unknown one, I've looked at that and I'm just like, I don't know if the same thing's going to happen. But what I do love is, again, from the lovely lady who sent me all that stuff, is she did these gorgeous velvet ones, and I don't know if she did them or if she owned them. And velvet doesn't crease like that. And on the back, this fabric too doesn't crease as bad. So like, I love this one, this beautiful. It's so pretty. So not only is it gorgeous, it's like much easier to photograph and for it to stay beautiful because it's velvet. So I think I might look out for more velvety things. And my last little, my last little pick for the day. Now, I don't have mine yet because I am currently in discussion with the creator of these lovely... Oh, where's my phone? It is buried. It is buried. I want to quickly show you guys. So there's the beautiful Lisa McLaughlin, who you know I adore, who has done the Plant Ally cards and the Tree Wisdom cards. I want to say that I did that right. And is also working on a third deck, which I cannot wait for because it's fucking amazing. I mean, hello. She has a... oh my God. Anthony, just slow down and try and get your shit together. She has an amazing Etsy store. And she does these incredible wraps. Now, I'm talking to her about a custom wrap for me because I want something with beads on it. So I don't have it yet, but it's Whimsy of Nature on all one word on Etsy and have a look at these. I'm trying not to get the glare here. So she does these incredible wraps that you can hold. Look at that. You can hold a book, your card of the day, a pen, just make sure they don't leak, and a whole deck. Shut the front door. And then you can wrap it all up. So I'm getting one of those, you best believe. And I'll probably put my Medicine Woman tarot in there, as I mentioned before. Now, I want to get that because that is perfect for me for travel. To have my journal in there, to have the deck, and to have a pen, so that I'm traveling a ton this year. Going back home, and then I've got the Northwest Tarot Symposium, and I got an event in April, and I might have another one in April. So anyway, so there's like a crazy amount of stuff going on this year, and I love the fact that I could just put everything in there and go. So I think that's going to be a favorite of mine for someone who does a lot of travel, and if you do a lot of parties or you read from a store, it's another great way to have everything in one place. So that is my day 23. And thank you all for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.